Hey, welcome back to the Defeating Pain podcast. I'm Dr. Ted Arkfeld, and today we're going to get real about disc pain. Everybody's had disc pain, and everybody has a solution from Aunt Martha to Uncle Henry. If you have tried core strengthening, that's a favorite of mine. Not really, but we're going to get into that. That's called sarcasm. Spinal decompression, and you're still hurting? This episode's for you. See, disc injuries are neurological problems, not just structural or mechanical. And that's why traditional approaches often miss the mark and why patients keep suffering. You may be one of those patients, so you don't want to miss this episode.
Welcome to the Defeating Pain podcast with Dr. Ted Arkfeld. If you're tired of treatments that just don't work, you're in the right place. Each week, we'll talk about new ways to beat chronic pain using at-home therapies. You don't have to go to the doctor to feel better. Let's help you start living pain-free. Now, here's Dr. Arkfeld.
All right, let's get into reason number one, core strengthening. It doesn't rewire your nervous system. It does remind me of the old country western song. Johnny Lee sung it in Urban Cowboy. I know I'm going back a few years, looking for love in all the wrong places. If you're bent on doing core exercises or your PT is saying, we got to strengthen that core, you're looking for love in all the wrong places. Most of them do. Most PTs go straight to the core. But when your brain perceives pain, it's looking for stabilization in your stabilizers, your muscles in your spine, not your abdomen, like the multifidus muscle. They're the ones that shut down. Multifidus muscle is crucial. They are spine stabilizers. They send signals to a part of your brain called the cerebellum, which is responsible for posture, movement, and balance. Hey, are you a disc pain sufferer and having some movement problems and coordination and balance problems? You can keep doing all the core exercise you want. That will not do anything, but you've got to get into the multifidus muscle. More about that later. So, see, you can't strengthen, you just can't strengthen what isn't firing without the appropriate neurological therapy. And quite honestly, most of them don't have it. And that is direct current ARP neurological therapy. Secret. We have it. All right. Reason number two, decompression only addresses structure, not function. Now, I got to tell you, on the surface, spinal decompression is very enticing that you have a compressive mode on a disc. Things are getting compressed and you take and you stretch and relieve. That makes sound principle. Okay. I don't disagree with that at all. And I'm not anti spinal decompression. I think there's a lot of good that can come with that. I even have a couple tables at my office that we do that. But that's only one part of the story. Again, you've got to stimulate the multifidus muscle so it stabilizes your spine. I can get people out of pain just by using BioWave Go and our mechanical traction tables. However, the pain's going to come back because we didn't get to the real root cause of their disc problem. And that's a nervous system malfunction, and that's a multifidus muscle that is weak. So we got to get to that. You see, the disc problem is a neuromechanical issue, and we've got to come at it from all sorts of different aspects. And, just laser therapy and spinal decompression just isn't going to get long-term relief. I have a lot of patients that if they've come to me after they've been to one round of spinal decompression or maybe even two rounds, and they're still having low back problems. It's still a disc problem. Now, I can't take and really do anything about that structure. I can't suddenly make that disc a lot bigger with full of water. But you know what? We do something with that multifidus muscle and good things are going to happen. Then we move down, start working on the glutes to stabilize those SI joints. And I know I'm hitting you with a lot of different terms. Google it, look it up. Okay. Number three, no one is testing the nervous system. The biggest failure in traditional care is the lack of assessment. They're having you do range of motion, see if you can touch your toes, extend back to the right, to the left, but they're not having you do any other complex movements where you've got multiple joints, multiple muscles involved. They don't have the ability because they don't have the devices. We do. We have, first of all, we have neck care for the cervical spine, which is gonna give us range of motion, and then it's going to show us how well they can do what we call sensory motor. How well are they gonna be able to control their neck, or do they even know where their neck is in space and time? Kind of a big deal, right? And then we have the kinetosense. Kinetosense is our own biomechanical movement laboratory in our office. It's unbelievable what we can glean from that. All this technology gives us a starting point, and then we can make sure that where our care plan is really effective. That's what it's all about. So you're missing 80% of the story if you're not doing a complete neurological evaluation on a patient, too. Part of that is the autonomic nervous system. We've got to take into account that pain and chronic pain, it's emotional. And if you're not sleeping at night, we've got to address that. We got to find out, first of all, how stressed are you? And we use the BrainTap neural check for that. And then we get you started on BrainTap. Now, once again, as I've said in many episodes, we can get you started in the office, but a lot of these things you can do at home. You can do BioWave Go for pain relief at home. You can do BrainTap for pain relief and get you out of that fight or flight at home. You can do ARP Neurological Therapy to strengthen. You realize that you could get rid of every piece of your home gym or weights and everything and just use the ARP Neuro PRS system? Yeah, you could. You really could. And then you could do your workouts, you could do everything you needed to do at home. I'm okay with that, okay? I know that sounds so weird. You got this chiropractor, you got this doctor saying, "Hey, you don't need to come see me." You do at first so we can get it going for you, but then after a while, you don't. You can continue everything at home. How neat is that? So here's the deal. Your disc pain isn't because you're weak or broken or I've got degeneration, disc degeneration. Oh, everybody blames everything on osteoarthritis or disc degeneration. That's a mechanical or structural. Okay. So don't get hung up on that. It's because the wrong system is being treated. So at our clinic, at Arkfeld Advanced Chiropractic, we assess the nervous system first. We rewire movements, we reduce neural compensation, and yes, we get results where others have failed. And there's other clinics around the country like ours. So get in touch with me, will you? You can also, through an app, you can do your own posture and then your own squat. And you can do a movement analysis. I'll send you the link and you just have somebody take a picture, take a video of you. I'll send you a link and then it comes back to me and I'll analyze it. Why wouldn't you? It's no charge. You don't have anything to lose. All you got to do is send me your email and say, "Hey, Dr. Arkfeld, I want that link because I want to do a movement analysis in the comfort of my own home." So why not do that? So let's find out what's really going on. Okay. If today's episode really hit home, share it, tell somebody, like it, subscribe to the podcast, because you don't have to live with disc pain. You don't. Matter of fact, it's summertime. You want to start moving. You want to get out of that pain. And I really believe we can help you. In our next episode, we're going to be breaking down the top 3 tools you need for home-based disc rehab that, you know what, actually work. And it has nothing to do with core exercises. So until then, hey, keep moving, keep healing, and let's keep defeating pain. See you soon.